Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're using the absolutely awesome Brain add-ons for Divi. It's absolutely free plugin. I'll put this link below the video here. There's a little download button there you can download it from, and it gives you 20 or so extra modules right here. And there really are some fantastic modules. Check out our playlist below if you want to see the other reviews of these other modules. There's some fantastic ones here, there really are. And the one we're doing today is the Twitter feed. We did one with a Twitter carousel before, but we're actually doing the feed today. So if I go to the page I just created, really easy to use. Here it is, and what you can do is you can feed directly from your Twitter, and you can totally customize your posts pretty much however you want. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the Visual Builder. And let's just get rid of what we've got here. Okay, I've got a section, the blue tab, with a single column in a row, green tab. I'm just going to add the new module. The light grey ones are the ones that come standard with Divi, and there's plenty of them. You also get an extra dozen or so if you've got WooCommerce installed. The blue ones here are the free Brain add-ons, and the one I want today is Brain Twitter feed. And as you can see, by default it puts in the Divi people one there. Obviously you're going to want yours in there, presumably. So just put your username in up here, including the little @ sign there. And as you can see, it's popped it up. I haven't had to use a consumer key or a consumer secret. If you need to, go to your Twitter account and create an app for that. But it seems to work perfectly without those for me. So here we go. I've got some of my little feeds in here. By default it's showing 8. We can go down, we can choose the elements that you want to show. Show recent posts, olds, favorites, retweets. Like I say, the default at the moment is 8. You can up it or down it, or just type in a number, increment up and down with these if you want to. You can show the Twitter logo right there. I'm going to leave mine on there. User image. Well, we haven't got an image on these. Most of mine are video URLs. Show name. There's my name. Yep. Username. Show date. There's the date. Favorites. And retweets right there. And we've got a read more button here if you wanted to say something else. Just type in what you want to put there. And there it is. Now if you do something and you don't like it, just simply delete it and it'll go back to the default. Now the link is if you want the whole module to link, not the actual tweets themselves. It's the whole module. If you want to link somewhere like your Twitter account or something, you can put the link in there. As you're linking, if you're linking to your Twitter, if you're linking off-site, open it in a new tab so your site stays open. That's usually best practice. Background here is if you want to add a background color, gradient, image or text. And this is the background of the whole thing here. So I can put a blue background in if we want to. But I'm happy to have just the regular white background in there, the page background. Admin label, we don't need to put that in. We know what it is. Design. Here you can choose the number of columns. We've got 3 at the moment. That's the default. Again, you can increment or slide or just type in a value if you want more or less. But I'm happy with it to be 3. That looks quite good to me. You can change the gaps left and right, top and bottom right there. Again, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks, but again you can slide, type in a value or increment with the little arrows right here. Okay, the tweets box. You can align your text left as it is at the moment, center, or right. I like mine in the center. Twitter icon size, right here. Make it bigger or smaller, however you like. And again, if you don't like what you've done, simply delete it. It'll return to the default size for you. Padding left and right, I'm going to reduce that a little bit. We've got top, bottom, left and right here. Top, bottom, obviously left, right. I'm going to take mine all down to 30. Simply write the number in. It'll put the pixel value in for you. If you hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. Same with left and right. Now you can have a background color to it if you want, solid background color, or you can have a gradient. Let's put in a gradient for fun. Now let's have white at the top. And let's find a sort of pale grey for the bottom there. There we go, that'll work for me. And like all gradients, you can have it linear, which is a straight line from one color to the other color. Or you can have it radial, which will emanate out from one to the other. I'm going to leave mine on that, that's quite effective. Start and stop position for radials. You can play with this, you can actually totally separate the colors. So you've got solids if you want to. Well, I'm happy with mine just to be faded like that. Okay. You can place a gradient above the background image. We're not using a background image, so that really doesn't apply. Background, rounded corners. You can give it a little rounded corner if you want to. And again, just put in the number. It'll put in the pix for you. See, it's got a little rounded corner there. If this chains here, it'll do all four at once. If you take that off, you can do some crazy shapes if you need to. Things like that. But again, I'm happy to have mine squared, so I'm going to just check the chain again and delete that one. It'll do all four for us. We'll give it a little border. Simply put it to where you want it, which is 1 pix. At the moment it's got a white. Let's add a blue. We've got a little blue border around there. Fantastic. Give it a little bit of box shadow just to lift it off the page. Yeah, I think that one's better. And you can adjust your box shadow, spreads and colors right here. Use an avatar. Well, here's our little avatar. Normal. Or you can absolute position it. And you can pretty much put it where you want using the offset X and Y. Like I say, put it wherever you want. But I'm happy for mine to be right in the middle at the top there. So I'm going to use normal. Fantastic. I'm going to leave it just like that. Rounded corners, as my logo is kind of round really, I'm going to give it rounded corners. To make that into a circle, I'm going to get 50. There we go, that's made that into a little circle for us. Don't need to put a border on it, it's kind of got its own border already. And you can add a little bit of box shadow to it if you want to lift it off the little tweet box there. Moving on down, we've got user text. We've got our name here, default regular. Let's make that semi-bold. I'm happy with the colour, the sort of blue colour there. I'm going to take it up a little bit in size and perhaps capitalise it. There we go. And if we go back up, you've actually got your username. My username's not up there at the moment, so that doesn't apply. Content. Well, here's our description. I'm pretty happy with the way that is. You can change the bottom spacing there if you want to. Obviously just rolling that up and down. Again, if you don't like what you've done, just delete it. It'll go back to how it was. I'm going to use the regular font, default size. And just make it black. That's fine. Obviously take your text size up there. Letter spacing, line height. Line height will give it more space between it and the line below and also the line above. For instance, if I pull this up, you'll see it'll spread out. But I'm happy with the default, so I'm going to just delete that. There we go. Great. Don't want to give it any text shadow. For small writing like that, I find text shadow sort of makes it blurry looking, but that's entirely up to you. Here's our footer with our date and everything in it. Space between, it's aligning with space between there. You can align it left, right, center, space around, which will sort of justify it more in the middle there, or space between, which is how we had it, which works very well, and it'll sort of give it equal spacing in between all of it. You can actually adjust the padding manually here if you need to. Footer text color, let's make that blue. Favorite text size, here's the favorite. Favorite icon color, well, let's make that red, seeing as it's a heart, and we can pop it up a little bit in size. 20 pixels, that'll work. Retweet text, again, let's just pop that to blue. Text size, I'll make it the same as the heart, which is 20. Sizing, well, I don't really want to change anything about the sizing. At the moment, the sizing, it's taking up 100% of the available space there in our row. If you wanted to make it smaller and centralize it, go into sizing. Width, we can take it down a little bit. And then you can align it either left where it is at the moment, in the center of your module, or to the right. Same as any other Divi module. But I'm happy to have mine take up all of the available space, which was 100% right there. Spacing wise, I really don't want to change anything. That would be a good one if you did put a background color in. For instance, if we put a background color in quickly, just make it blue. You've got no gap left and right, and a pretty small one top and bottom, so that would be a good case for using spacing on there. If we go back over to our design, down spacing, we can add, say, let's try 30 left and right. Again, just put in the number, it'll put in the pics, and there we got spacing on the outside there, and you could add a little bit more to the top. Probably need more than that. There we go. So that's a case for using spacing there. That's pretty much all that I really particularly want to do. Don't need any filters here. Don't want any transform. And you can add animation if you want to. Just have it fade in. As you can see, it fade in like that. Duration's a second. Okay, let's save our changes and see what we've got here. And exit the visual builder. And there we go. As you can see, it's sort of faded in there. If I reload the page, you'll see that again. Just a little animation we put in there. And here's our little tweets. And of course, you can click on one, it'll take you to System 22. And that's a nice little feature to have on your site, especially if you use Twitter a lot. And like I say, we've been using the free Brain add-ons. Fantastic little free module in addition to the Divi site if you're using the Divi theme. Download it here from the button. I'll put this link below the video. So there you go, guys. There's the Divi Brain Twitter feed module. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, ring the bell, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.